Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U First Impressions. Last time we took a look at the Stadium mode along with the Event mode here in Super Smash Bros. And in this video we're going to be taking a look at the All-Star mode. Now I want to go ahead and apologize for this right now because as you can see going right into the All-Star mode, you already see a record high score on here, and if this is my first time playing, you shouldn't be seeing a high score. Well, I got some explaining to do because, just to put it simple, the video got corrupted and this is a retake. But before I go into the explanation on that one, I'm going to be playing through this as Shulk. The first time playing, I played as Shulk, and it was my first time playing as the character, so I want to go ahead and do that here, just to replicate the experience. But now on to the reasons of why this is a retake. My video for this mode got corrupted. There was no way around fixing it. I tried importing that video into multiple editing softwares, converting the video, exporting it into different files, nothing was working. The video was just corrupted beyond repair. At that point, I just figured I needed to just re-record this because there was no way of salvaging the video. I did everything that I could, but there was just nothing to salvage. It was just unusable. So here we are, we're doing a retake as Shulk again. And the video, just to explain what was happening while I was trying to save that video essentially, the audio would desync, my video would just freeze, and some editing software just wasn't recognizing the video properly. Like I input it and the frame rate's all over the place because it just didn't record proper or something. And like I said, the video would freeze a lot of times in the program. The audio would be fine, but there'd be no picture, and there was no way to fix that. My last attempt was just rendering out that video in different software, which it looked fine when I was playing around there, but once it got rendered out, the dang video and audio were desynced, so there was just no way to salvage that. So I just ended up deciding, let's just go ahead and re-record this because there's no way I can salvage that video. There's just nothing I can do, and I tried everything. So I do apologize for that, but I will be still giving my first impressions of this mode here, and explain this character, because Shulk here is a very interesting character. Shulk here can cycle through different Monadas, and from Xenoblade Chronicles we have different power-ups that essentially allow Shulk to do many different things with ease. He has a jump ability, a speed ability, a smash ability, and so on. These abilities just allow him to essentially be better in one certain stat. So the jump Monada allows him to jump higher, speed allows him to go faster, smash allows his smash moves to do more damage. It's just a really useful ability he has, and it's actually one of my favorite things here because his abilities really make him to be either a powerhouse, a really defensive tank, or just someone really good for platforming. Shulk is just a really good all-around character just because of his Monada abilities, and I think he's one of the more unique characters in this game just because of that. He's actually very fun to play as, and I do like the character. Now as for All-Star mode here, we're actually going in reverse chronological order. In the 3DS version of the All-Star mode, you actually go in chronological order, so you fight these characters in the years that they were released up to the more recent point. So you go from the early 80s all the way up to the current year, which at the time of this game's release was 2014. So that's pretty cool. But in the Wii U version here, we're going reverse chronological order, so we're starting with the new characters, ending with the old. And this is actually a great way for newcomers really to see where these characters are in the Nintendo timeline. Like right now we're fighting all the characters that were from the N64 and late Super Nintendo era, as well as we're fighting some Pokemon here, so we're fighting some that are from a Game Boy era. That's actually really cool to see because, just like I said, for new people into just video games as a whole, not just Smash Bros. Or Nintendo, but just games as a whole, you actually get to see where these characters came from. And now, because of this mode, it just shows you what years they were coming from if you just don't bother to go check things like, oh, let's go read their trophy descriptions, because those always said what years these characters were from and what games they had. But here you actually get to see it while you're playing the game, so if you didn't bother reading those trophy descriptions, then you get to see where those characters came from and what years they come from just in the game itself, which I do like. But the one thing about this All-Star mode that's a little bit more annoying compared to some of the others, it's its healing items. They do give you some more healing items here, but I'd say the more annoying one is really just the fairy bottle, because the fairy bottle doesn't really activate unless you're at 100% or more damage. So it's not really a healing item you'll be able to use that much, and if you decide to use all the other healing items for whatever reason first, and still have that one around, then you're gonna have an issue if you need to heal right away, but you're just so close to needing that dang fairy bottle, but you can't use it just yet. It's something that really will make some of the later challenges more annoying. Like, one of them is you have to beat All-Star with all the characters on hard. That one's gonna take a very long time to do because that's a lot of work. Another one of the more annoying challenges here related to All-Star is that you have to beat this without healing as Captain Falcon. That one takes forever because, well, just as the title says for that challenge, you can't heal whatsoever. So you'll be going through this entire gauntlet of characters and you can't heal once, and that will really get on your nerves after a while because you can take a lot of damage here really fast if you're not careful. But in that challenge you have to be playing on normal or hard, so you can't even go the easy route. You still have to be dealing with all the annoyances here. But because I'm so low in health right now, it's best to use the shield Monada. One thing I didn't mention about these is they sometimes have side effects. Like this one's side effect is I can't really move that easily because I'm more like a tank now, so my movement speed is just cut down dramatically. As you can see, when I'm trying to run around with the shield Monada on, I'm moving really slow. So they do have their drawbacks, unfortunately. You have to be careful of that. But besides that one little thing, the Monadas are actually really useful in certain situations like that one. It's really useful for me to use shield. Now Shulk also does have a counter. It's a vision kind of thing, really, where he's just looking to the future, and that's how he actually counters people. It's a move that he had from Xenoblade Chronicles, where he was actually able to see events coming. That's why it's called Vision. He's a little bit of a fortune teller, essentially, when you think about it. So what's my fortune today, Shulk? Oh, getting punched in the face? Great! In fact, I like that. In the reveal trailer that they had for Shulk, they had him use Vision, you see him get beat up, and then they cut back to a clip of him beating up the characters that were about ready to attack him, because he saw that right before it happened. I mean, that was cool just to see, oh yeah, here, you can learn from future mistakes. But it's just funny to see him get beat up, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get beat up. That's your vision? Your vision is getting beat up by people? That's, I don't know how to feel about that. Now you do have to be careful when you're using Shulk's vision because it will actually leave you vulnerable there for a moment if someone's able to dodge out of the way. Like for example, if you get one of the clocks in this game and slow down time for Shulk, he will still do his vision, but he'll still be with the exact same speed that he would for just being slowed down. So his vision can leave him open to an attack if you're not careful just because of that. It's still a useful ability, but because of the fact you're open to attacks afterwards, it's not one of the more useful counters in the game, unfortunately. I still think some of the Fire Emblem characters' counters are better compared to Shulk's, but it's still a good counter nonetheless. Ah, there we go, I got you in my vision. Now I just gotta defeat these characters and we'll be good to go. Altana, just... come on. Oh crap, here come more cars. You gotta be careful of these cars, because this is a returning stage from Brawl. And if you played this stage on Brawl, you know those cars really hurt. So just stay away from every single last car that you see. If you're not careful, well, you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna be roadkill. So try to avoid that at all costs. But there we go, that's it for that round, and we got ourselves a custom move I didn't have, which is good. Now because this is a retake, like I mentioned in the beginning, I'm gonna be collecting a lot of stuff that I already have, so there's not gonna be a lot of new things showing up this time around in terms of moves, trophies, and all that kind of stuff, but I just try my best here to really replicate the original experience. There's no way I can get the exact experience back. I mean, heck, put the original commentary over here. The commentary didn't get corrupted. But unfortunately, I can't really do anything about that when the video is corrupted, and the audio and video really won't make that much sense whatsoever. It's like, oh yeah, you attacked that Bowser, when I just killed like a Zelda, Link, and a Samus. Like, that won't make sense. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to just go with it, live with it, and hope people just understand that even though this is the first impressions, things can still go wrong. And yeah, retakes are still possible. Not something I wanted to do, especially because I was sitting down to edit the video thinking, oh yeah, I can get it out for the next day. Yeah, about that. It's not coming out now until later because you have to re-record it. So it's just one of those kind of things, really. You just have to, unfortunately, just deal with and move on. But we're now on to our final round here. We're fighting the very early NES and arcade era, essentially, because now we're fighting all the video game heroes, essentially, or the ones that really just showed up in our time of need during that video game crash. All the saviors like Donkey Kong, Mario, and Pac-Man are here. Well, actually, no, Pac-Man kind of contributed to it, unfortunately, because he was a part of that really bad Pac-Man port that was on the Atari, and yeah, no one really liked it. I think it was on 2600, but since there was like 3 Ataris at the time, it's hard to remember which one. I think the Pac-Man game that everyone did not like was on the Atari 2600. So, yeah, just, you didn't help Pac-Man. You kind of made it worse. But speaking of Pac-Man, he's the only one left, so if I just get a good smash on the character, then this round will be done. Oh, and of course I say that, and we're going to be playing a game of ping pong here with the stinking Game & Watch enemies. There we go. Gotcha. And that's it for All-Star mode.
Final results.
Ooh, we got ourselves a custom move here and a shoe. Yay. Watch it. That doesn't look like a custom move, it looks like more of an ability, because there's 2 types of things with the custom moves. There's abilities, and then there's actual moves. So that's an ability we got there. That'll just make you stronger or give you an extra side effect in your abilities, just 1 to 2. And as you can see, I have played through this with one other character. That's part of another challenge. Beat the All-Star mode with Jigglypuff under a certain amount of time. I don't remember how long that was off the top of my head now, but I tried it, didn't get it. I have to go back and do that, unfortunately, but it's a hard challenge to do because it's like a really strict time. I think it's like under 12 minutes or something like that. It's pretty strict. That's all I remember from it. Ooh, that's a really nice ability to have right there. Nice big uppercut to get all the top pieces. Oh, give me this. I gotta do that again. That was really helpful. It seems like the most useful ability here for clearing out the credits is just being big. Because if you're big, you cover more surface area, and doing so, you actually get more of these dang tiles cleared out, which is really, really good when you missed a lot of them, like on the top, for example, or there's just certain ones that you can't really hit that easily because your moves are just a little too slow. So Mega Mushrooms here seem to be the best bet to fix that. Also, when you hear just Shulk say backslash like that when he's, you know, humongous, it sounds really goofy. So that's another thing I like. Alright, we're almost there to the end of this. Unfortunately, I gotta wait now because all the other tiles I need to hit are kind of on the bottom, so yeah, let's just wait. Almost to the end. We're seeing Shulk here fight one of the bosses from Xenoblade Chronicles. In fact, this big guy is actually in the Xenoblade Chronicles stage in this game. So, that's pretty cool. I gotta say, even when you know what you're doing with these pictures, it's still really hard to get these dang pictures all filled in, especially if you're not that great at the character and don't know how to use the moves properly. Like I kinda am right now with Shulk. I'm not the greatest with the character, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with his moves. So I'm just seeing what I can do, and there we go, we got 100%. We did it. Cleared this picture. Now we just gotta wait for the end of the credits and claim our prize. You can actually skip these credits by pressing the start button in the controller, or plus if you're playing with one of the Wiimotes, which most likely you're probably playing one of the Wii controllers, not a GameCube controller. Those adapters at the point of this video are still really rare to get. Luckily now there have been other companies trying to make their own, so hey, they're at least a tiny bit easy to come by, but they're still really expensive, which does not help.
This is the Monado's power. I'm really feeling it.
Oh, there we go. I was looking for that one.
I'm really feeling it.
Shulk's really feeling something.
I'm really feeling it.
So that's All-Star, and clearing it your first time, you have to get a Pokemon from that. And a hammer. Hammers are really useful if you just don't want to do certain challenges. The only problem is with the hammer in this game, you can't use it on every tile. You can only use it on certain ones. So because of that, the hammers aren't as useful for like some of the really difficult challenges. The one that I can think of off the top of my head is you gotta beat Classic Mode on the hardest difficulty setting 9.0, but not losing a single stock. You can't use a hammer on that. So that's really, really difficult when you think about it in that sense. But with that all said, I'm actually going to go ahead and end the video here. My final thoughts on All-Star is actually it's very well structured. I actually prefer this structure compared to any other structure of All-Star in the series. It's just a lot more organized, and it's clear just to see when they pair up all these different characters that just doesn't feel out of place. They're putting them in the era that the games were appearing in, so it just makes a lot of sense here. But with that said, next time we meet here in Smash Brothers, we're going to be taking a look at some of the custom stuff here, like the custom moves, the stage builder, and we'll dive into the vault here a little bit and take a look at some of the stuff there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.